What's up everyone, Tactical here, and today we're taking a look at the Holiday Cup meta. Holiday Cup starts tonight in around 4 hours after this video gets posted. It's a themed cup, and the typings that are allowed are grass, flying, normal, ghost, ice, and electric. Some of the top players in this meta are going to be Altaria, Marowak, Obstagoon, Vigoroth, the Charmers. I really like Drifblim personally, that's one of my favorite mons. Also Alolan Graveler is one I really like. Also Frostlass, Skarmory are going to be really strong. So yeah, pretty interesting and diverse meta. Way different than what we're used to, that's for sure. So let's just jump into these battles, and I'll talk a bit more about different Pokemon that are allowed along the way. In this match, I decided to go with one of my favorite lines. Currently, it's Drifblim, Vigoroth, and Alolan Graveler, with Drifblim or Graveler in the lead, and then Vigoroth as a safe swap. I really enjoy Drifblim. Again, some of the top players, I think the top players will be Altaria, Vigoroth core. I think that's a really strong core that we're gonna see a lot. And one of the only core breakers of that combo is Drifblim. Drifblim completely walls Vigoroth and also has Icy Wind to do double super effective damage versus the Altaria. Besides that, Drifblim also able to take out Marowak with Shadow Ball. Drifblim able to take out 3 of the top dogs basically, which is why I really enjoy it. Alolan Graveler much the same, beats Altaria and Marowak, which I really do enjoy. Alolan Graveler really only fears the fighters, which it can do heavy damage against with the Stone Edge, and also like Stunfisk. But Stunfisk, I hope we're not going to see many Stunfisk, so my Alolan Graveler can shine. But I think Stunfisk won't be that common, but we'll definitely see it. Alright, this match, again, I lead Drifblim into Altaria. This is where I want to see the Drifblim. I just fire the Icy Wind straight away. I get the debuff early, so that these Dragon Breath can start doing less damage to my Drifblim. I'm gonna shoot the Sky Attack, always shoot this first Sky Attack because it does the most amount of damage, though I am expecting my opponent to swap out. At some point he swaps into Vigoroth. Interesting swap, because Vigoroth gets absolutely walled by Drifblim. I could just stay in right here and take out the Vigoroth with my Drift, but instead I just decide to build up some extra energy and swap to my own Vigoroth. Vigoroth doesn't have a great matchup versus Altaria, so I want to expand it on his Vigoroth. At this point, I can counter down before I take 2 body slams, so I'm just gonna farm up right here. Though, like, the Vigoroth Altaria matchup is not bad actually. Vigoroth wins the 2 shield versus Altaria, which is just crazy, but it gets down to very minimal HP, so it's usually not worth going into the 2 shield scenario with Vigoroth against Altaria. As you can see, I already have 2 body slams stored up right here. If I can get to a 3rd, I burn a shield of this Altaria, or I take it out. Let's see. Get to the body slam. Can I take it out? Yeah, Vigoroth so spammy. Gets the shield. Alright, I could go to Drifblim, CMP tie and Icy Wind the Altaria, but that seems like a bit of a waste. So I go to my Graveler. I expect the Sky Attack. That's double resisted. I don't need to shield. It does nothing. He brings in a Marowak. This is where Alolan Graveler shines. Stone Edge. 1, 2, 3. Boom. Marowak out of here. That's a good game, basically. Yeah, this Altaria Vigoroth Marowak line is one I saw more of, and I think it's going to be very common, and my line just absolutely destroyed it right there. Alright, this is a different line. Obstagoon, Drifblim, and Frostlass. I lead it into a Stunfisk, which is good. My Drifblim doesn't want to see Stunfisk, so I'm just going to stay in the lead right here. I really do enjoy Obstagoon. It beats the Ghost a little better than Vigoroth can. It can beat Drifblim, which is very nice. You can run Gunk Shot on it, or Crush Chop. I kind of switch around between the 2. I like Gunk Shot for the fairies, but Crush Chop would be way better in the mirror. Luckily, my opponent shielded right there. He took my bluff, which is good for me. I don't have a good answer to Obstagoon in this team, so I go to my Frostlass with a shield up. I should be able to take this out. Avalanche would do a bunch of damage, and it barely doesn't KO though, and I have to use another shield. You know, I should have done one more counter with my Obstagoon against this Obstagoon, because then I would not have had to use that shield, and I would have been in a great spot. Brings in a Stunfisk. I know the Stunfisk has energy, but I wasn't expecting him to have a bunch of it. So I decided to farm up a little more, but he has another one, and that's a big waste of a shield right there. That's a big misplay. So I go into Drift. I thought I would be able to farm down, but he swaps out anyway. He goes to Altaria. I have a chance, still have a chance to win here. Either by... Yeah, my safest way to win there is just to stay in and throw Icy Winds, but I decided to try to sack on the Sky Attack, but that's a risky sack, risky play, didn't pay off. Maybe I still have a chance if the Sky Attacks don't kill. He's almost at 2 Sky Attacks though, which is a lot. That's gonna do a lot of damage. Can I survive both of them? If I can survive both of them and get to another Icy Wind, I will be able to win the game. But it looks like this Sky Attack will barely KO. Yeah, one more Dragon Breath and I'm dead. Right, GG's. That was just a bad play by me. That's alright. Our Obstagoon lead is probably pretty bad for this line. But again, Driflim can actually win the 2-shield scenario versus Obstagoon, but I decided it's not worth it. I'll just go into my Vigoroth. If I can get some chip damage on the Obstagoon, my Graveler will be able to Stone Edge it in the late game and take it out. That's gonna be my my win scenario in this game. Right here, I'm just hoping to take a shield from the Altaria. Because shields up, that Obstagoon is more dangerous to my Graveler than shields down. If I can take a shield here, I can farm down with Drift or with Graveler and have a bunch of energy ready for the Obstagoon or whatever's in the back. So let's see what I do here. I'm just racing for the Body Slam. Do I get to it? I don't. That's alright. That's alright. I can just farm this down with my Drift. I should get 1 or 2 hexes. I get 2 hexes, which is really good for me. I can Icy Wind the Obstagoon. This doesn't do like a lot of damage, but it's some nice chip. And this Night Slash, I tried to catch it on my Graveler, but I was just a little too late on the switch. And he gets the Night Slash on my Drift. Again, debuff doesn't do that much. This is why I love Graveler. He swaps in his Skarmory, thinking that I had something with the Skarmory in the back, but no, I can just farm this all the way down. And it's I think it's a Brave Bird. It's a Brave Bird. This is a double flying Skarm. Every single move the Skarmory has is double resisted by Graveler. So I farm this all the way down, and I have moves ready for his Obstagoon. He knows it's over, so he's not gonna shield. So yeah, if you're running a team that's weak to Graveler, consider going Flash Cannon on your Skarmory maybe. I think in general, a Brave Bird's better for the higher neutral damage, but Flash Cannon is good coverage for Alolan Graveler because it's neutral and would still do a bunch. Alright, I had Altaria lead into Obstagoon right there. Not great. Going to Drift, that's my safe swap. Goes into Frost. This is not good, but I can burn shields right here. I got a little bit of energy when I swapped in, so I get to an Icy Wind and a Shadow Ball before he gets into Avalanches. Should take both of his shields, and I have a Frostlass in the back as a sweeper. Frostlass in the back as a sweeper is so dangerous in this format. Like, Frostlass hardest counters are things like Sableye, what else? Obstagoon, Marowak, Fires, Alolan Graveler. All of them, they can't really take a charge move from Frostlass. So if you can get shields down, even if you had like a Graveler in the back right here with a shield up, like I would be in a good spot. I decided to shoot a Sky Attack anyway, because I think I CMP tie. Oh no, I didn't CMP tie, but I was expecting with this amount of energy, two moves from Frostlass kill pretty much anything in this meta. So I didn't. I just wanted to shoot that move just in case it was like a Charmer, and like it would charm me down. That would have been enjoyable. So I just shooted it. It ends up being a Diggersby, which is amazing. Frostlass kills Diggersby. Diggersby, another. It's very high on the PvPoke rating, but I personally think it's not very good. I think the most common Pokemon we're gonna see are like Altaria, Frostlass, Vigoroth, Obstagoon, and all four of those destroy Diggersby. So I don't think we'll see much Diggersby play, though it does kill Alolan Marowak, it does kill Alolan Graveler, it's very good against Skarmory, so maybe it has some play in some very specific lineups, but if you don't have one yet, I wouldn't suggest investing it. Alright, Shadow Lapras. I'm using it in a safe swap position right here, and I really enjoy it. I think it's a really, really good Pokemon. As a safe swap, it kills a lot of his counters even with 1 Ice Shard advantage. It beats Vigoroth in the 0 and 2 shoot. And it also beats Obstagoon in the 0 shoot scenario. So it can always take shields. It does a lot of damage, which I really enjoy. I decided to let it go though. I want to farm this Vigoroth down with my Altaria to get a Sky Attack ready for the Frostlass. But I leave a little bit less to farm, so I'm gonna come in with my Graveler, just get some more energy right there. I really need to play with my energy right here just to be able to win this. I go for a Stone Edge. In hindsight, probably a bad play. I could have just gone for Rock Blast, even though they're a bit weaker, but at least I do some chip damage. I'm not gonna reach the Stone Edge right there, and I need to save a shield. Frostlass almost at a move already, and my Altaria can't afford to take an Avalanche. I was hoping to farm down a Marowak, but my opponent is smart. He swaps out, of course, but again, a move from Altaria does quite a bit. Frostlass is quite squishy, so hopefully this Dragon Breath plus a Dragon Pulse will be able to take out the Frostlass. Dragon Pulse is less energy efficient than Sky Attack, but does slightly more damage, so it's worth going for. Take out the Frostlass. Can I take out the Marowak as well? I go for the Sky Attack. I can't reach the Dragon Pulse in this case. Does this Sky Attack take him out? Ooh, barely doesn't. Man, if I had gone for the Rock Blast right there, I would have won the game. Definitely a misplay by me, but that was a tough line anyway. Alright. Skarmory into Drifblim. This is a pretty neutral matchup. In general, Skarmory wins this unless he shoots an Icy Wind, but that's very unlikely. This is probably a Sky Attack, but I'm gonna shoot it anyway because he's not debuffed. It will do a bunch of damage, and I want to save my Drift. I like to save my Drift because I'm always expecting a Vigoroth, and because a lot of teams have Vigoroth, and Drift, even at like yellow HP, can still take out the full health Vigoroth. So I think it's worth a saving for later. I go into my Vigoroth right here. I tank the Brave Bird. It's debuffed, but still does so much damage. Alright, what does he bring in? He's really waiting out the clock. So, Stunfisk. I go for the Body Slam, but in hindsight, that's a bad play. Bulldoze does a lot more damage, but it's still a weak move, so he probably wouldn't shoot it. Should have just gone for the Bulldoze, but anyway, it's still alright. These Body Slams do add up. I'm hoping to get to another one. I think I can get to another one. So I shield this. Again, I've Graveler in the back, so I really need to take this out. I don't get my Body Slam, unfortunately. Don't get my Body Slam. That's very, very bad. Stunfisk can probably just clean me up right here. He outpaces me to the Discharge. This will kill. And double effect, double resisted. Wow. What? Double resisted Volt Switches wouldn't be enough to KO. But he swaps instantly to his Lantern. Also a bad matchup. This is a really interesting team. Kind of like this ID my opponent had. A Skarmory lead. And then two Pokemons very strong against Alolan Graveler in the back. That's an interesting team comp. Alright, this time I lead Vigoroth with Drifblim and Frostlass in the back. He swaps in Frostlass, and I really don't have a good response to this. And I think this match I really learned you need to have a good response to Frostlass in the back. Frostlass safe swap is so powerful. It's so good. So I just throw a Bulldoze to burn a shield, and now I'm going to Drift. And well, I mean, this is a decent scenario. I can Hex it down, but it's still not great. If he shields this, I'm gonna have to shield as well. But he no shields. Lucky for me, but he has the Graveler, which can just farm me down. My Vigoroth is already so low that like it can't take out the Graveler, especially after he shielded the Shadow Ball. I'm just in a bad spot because he has so much health, so much energy. This Rock Blast will certainly kill my Vigoroth. But if I can get an Avalanche on that Graveler, he would be close to death. I decided to throw immediately. Thing is, Avalanche from Frostlass only does 55% to Graveler, and he's still at like 70% health. So I need some Powder Snow damage as well. And I wasn't sure if I would survive the Sky Attack and the Volt Switches. So I wanted to just throw it before they got Sky Attack, but he gets the Rock Blast. I die. So that was a really close match. Very, like, again, you need a good answer to Frostlass in your team. Alright, Obstagoon lead against my Graveler. Not good. Again, one of the rare Graveler answers. But Stone Edge does a ton. So I'm just gonna throw it. If he shields, he shields. That's alright. I can probably get to another one. Or I swap out to Vigoroth right here. Get some chip damage already. He's now in Stone Edge range. So if I can get a Stone Edge on this Obstagoon in the late game, that'd be really good. Swaps in Skarm. Skarm resists the body slams, but takes neutral from counters, and body slam is still such a strong move that these are gonna add up, and it's so spamming. It's only 5 counters per body slam. That's just crazy. Look at it. He's trying to farm me down, but the Skarm is already in the yellow, and I have 2 body slams stored up. I throw them both, and if he wants to save this energy, he's gonna have to shoot. But again, I have Alolan Graveler in the still stored up. I can tank this Sky Attack, Brave Bird, whatever. This is a Flash Cannon. I won't die. Take the Sky Attack. Swaps in Obstagoon. I go for the Stone Edge. Just as planned. This Stone Edge will KO the Obstagoon. Just instant swap to Drift, and it's a Vigoroth, which is just great for me. Again, a Drifblim, one of the hardest, or no, not one of the hardest Vigoroth wall in the entire game. I can just farm up energy right here. Look at these body slams. They are doing absolutely nothing. That's absolutely nothing. Counters doing absolutely nothing. But I can't really farm down. Hex is also double resisted. So I can't farm down. I'm gonna have to throw some Icy Winds. But at least I can farm up a little bit. After this Icy Wind, I'll just farm up to like 2 of them. Though I don't really have to. This Skarm is very low HP. I'll just shoot this like right here. Sky Attack, Brave Bird. Both will do a punch, so I'll just no shield. And I still have my Drifblim for this Vigoroth. I'll just start Icy Winding again and again. Almost take it out. Hex it down. That's a good game. Power of Drifblim right now. Alright, Shadow Lapras in the lead this time versus Stunfisk. I'm happy to see the Stunfisk right here. My Drifblim doesn't want to see it. This is a pretty good matchup for Lapras. Discharge does do a ton, but Surf does even more. So I'm just going to shoot up the first one because I'm sure it's a Discharge. And if he gets to the second one, I will no shield that because I can tank it. Even though I'm Shadow, Lapras is still a very tanky boy. So I can look at that. Not even in the red. That's some very nice bulk still. 2 Shadow Lapras. This Surf will definitely KO. Those Ice Shards already did so much. What does he have in the back? Venusaur. And I instant swap to Drift right here. In hindsight, it might have been a bad play. I could have just let my Lapras go, but I was worried that I might need it for later and didn't want him to farm me down. And I swapped to Drift because Frostlass still has a decent matchup in the back. Problem is, with Frostlass, it dies to a Frenzy, so I'm gonna need energy right there. I need to get ahead of this Venusaur, so I'm gonna farm this down with Frostlass and just hope he can't throw a foul play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Barely doesn't get to the foul play. I am ahead of energy against this Venusaur right now. I'm gonna have to shoot the Frenzy. Yeah, these Frenzies come out at the same time as Avalanches. They're both 6 to the move. So whoever wins CMP wins the matchup, basically. So yeah, I needed to be ahead in energy right there. That's why I farmed down the Sableye. And does it end up paying off? It does end up paying off. I get there like 1 Vine Whip before he gets to a Frenzied Blend. That's a very good game, GG. Alright. Shadow Abomasnow, also a very interesting Pokemon. It's not on my graphic, but it does beat Altaria. It's very if you have a good IV, Shadow Abomasnow, it wins the once versus Skarmory, which is really, really good. And it also has a lot of play versus Stunfisk, the water types, a lot of play versus Frostlass, and those Weather Balls still add up versus something like Vigoroth. Just has to watch out for Alola Marowak. It just gets completely obliterated by fires, basically. Brings in the Obstagoon, which is really good for my Vigoroth, but right here he does something really smart. He brings in the Drifblim. And again, Drifblim is such a massive wall to Vigoroth. They can just farm up right there. And I really do enjoy the strat that my opponent used here. He basically used his Obstagoon to draw out my Vigoroth. And now he's just gonna farm up with Drifblim. But what he doesn't know is that I have an Obstagoon in the back. which is just bad for his Abomasnow and his Drifblim. So I'm just gonna swap into Skarmory right here. Skarmory, decent matchup versus Drifblim, good matchup versus Abomasnow, so he can't really swap out here. And I still have the Obstagoon, so I can just stay in. I can just stay in, or I don't have to. I don't have to let my Vigoroth go. I have Obstagoon. I can let my Skarmory go down, and Obstagoon can sweep basically. Let it go down. I still have 2 shields and an Obstagoon. This should be game over. Yeah, his Drifblim has a bunch of energy though. Like if I had anything but Obstagoon in the back, he would have probably been in a good spot. So I got pretty lucky there. Brings in Abomasnow. I'm just gonna shield. Weather Ball from Shadow Abomasnow would definitely do more than Icy Wind from Drifblim. So I gotta spend my shield right here. Go for the Cross Chop, and I just counter him down. I am debuffed, and Drifblim has another debuff in store for me. I kind of wanna like clear my debuff, so I'm gonna farm up to a Night Slash. I'm not sure if double debuffed Night Slash KOs there, so I want to swap out. Even if I would not have gotten the sack right there and it would have farmed me down, I would have gotten the Night Slash at only single debuffed stage, and that would have been great for sure. But I get the sack, I get the full damage Night Slash, and I kill the Drifblim. That's a good game. Alright, Altaria into Obstagoon. Not good. Brings in Vigoroth into my Frostlass. Interesting. This is good for me. It's very good for me. I can just Avalanche this down. I only really have to watch out for the Bulldoze, but opponent decides to throw at Body Slam. Body Slam is only 5 counters, and Bulldoze is 10. So you can count those pretty easily. Just keep going for the avalanches. Throws another Body Slam. Well, I decide to shield just to be safe. I can farm this down, so this was just a safe play by me. I get another avalanche. He brings in. What does he bring in? The Marowak. Probably could have brought that into my Frostlass instead, but Marowak also fears the Shadow Ball, so I guess he was kind of again. You need to have something good against Frostlass in the back because it's just such a menace. I go for the Night Slash right here because a Night Slash plus the Icy Wind would KO. An Icy Wind from his range wouldn't be enough, so doing this little chip is very good. Very safe play by me. I go for the Icy Wind right here. I think he could have gone to the Sky Attack, but I think he knew it was over. Obstagoon is such a hard Alola Marowak counter, especially with Bone Club and Shadow Bone as the moveset. Bone Club does nothing, and Shadow Bone is double resisted, so it's an even worse move in that case. If I would run Alola Marowak, I didn't run Alola Marowak in these battles, I would consider running Fire Blast. Fire Spin, Fire Blast, because it's just so like unexpected. And you have a lot of play versus Obstagoon and Vigoroth then. Alright, this is a little fun line with the Ludicolo. You know I love the Ludicolo, so I had to use it in this battle. Well, I think it's actually pretty good. As a safe swap, it beats Altaria. It has decent matchups versus Vigoroth. Good matchup versus like Alolan Marowak and Graveler. So it might have play. I'm definitely gonna use it some more, but it's definitely not top meta. He swaps in his Skarmory. I have Galvantula to take it out, but I will have to expand the shield. Brings in his Vigoroth again. I just go straight for the discharge just to get some damage on this thing. I know I could have gone for the lunge, but the attack debuff isn't worth that much because I'm gonna swap into my Drifblim anyway, and it's gonna swap out clear debuff, so I'd rather just get damage. So I go into my Drifblim here after waiting out the clock. He goes to Lantern, and this was just yeah, full on rock paper scissors. I can take out this Lantern with my Ludicolo easily, and then I can also take out the Vigoroth with my Drifblim. So and he knows it's game over, so he's not even gonna use his shields. So yeah, Holiday Cup looks quite fun. again, if I could suggest you a team, I would definitely suggest you make a team with Driftblim. I think, especially in the first day, when everyone will be running maybe some more top meta stuff like Altaria, Vigoroth, and Marowak, Driftblim will be really good. That's a Pokemon I would suggest, but besides that, just try some stuff out. We have a week of this meta, so I would definitely encourage you to try some fun teams. Anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.